What's happening, guys? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to my channel. You guys already know what it is. Happy Sunday. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are watching from. You guys already know, man. Everyday United news. That's pretty much how things go. That's how things roll. We were meant to have a call-in show on Thursday, and I cancelled it. And I thought, you know what better time to do a call-in show today than obviously the news came out earlier this morning regarding Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and then followed by the news being announced about an hour or so ago. So, of course, I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts. We're going to talk about what it means for Manchester United, exactly the ins and the outs of this new takeover, if you want to call it that, if you want to call it a takeover. I know some people are reluctant to do so. I will drop the link in the chat in a bit. Members get priority. You guys already know what it is. So big up to everyone that's locked in. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. You can join the members club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, custom member content, and of course, on Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday, we'll be playing Member Only Among Us. So we're going to put the football aside and we're going to play Members Only Among Us on a Members Only live stream. So if you want to join in, come through. You lot already know what it is. But I will drop the link shortly in the chat. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos officially 25% ownership of Manchester United. 25% gets you a lot. If this is what 25% gets you, then it gets you pretty much everything. 25% acquisition of Class B shares held by the Glazer, and then offer to acquire up to 25% of Class A shares, I think at a later date. Further investment of £300 million in the club, and Ineos have been delegated responsibility for all the football operations of the club. Now, this is the part that stood out to me the most in the statement. It says that obviously they're entering an agreement with the club, etc. And it says, as part of the transaction, Ineos has accepted a request by the board to be delegated responsibility for management of the club's football operations. This includes all aspects of the men and women's football operations and the academy, alongside 2 seats on the Manchester United PLC board. This is very interesting to me. Essentially, what it sounds like is that they paid for 25% and then the board have delegated this to them. So is this their way of, if things go wrong, you already know who your scapegoat is? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Let me know how you lot feel about this. I'm going to drop the link because, like I said, I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts about it. And 2 confirmed acquisitions, if you want to call it that. 2 acquisitions alongside, obviously, the 25% is that Sir Dave Brailsford, Sir Dave Brailsford, Ford, and Jean-Claude Blanc are expected to join as board of directors. Do you guys feel optimistic about this? Do you guys feel optimistic about this new? It's a new dawn. Essentially, a lot of people I've spoken to, by the way. Firstly, a lot of the women's football team fans that I've spoken to are very excited about this, because for far so long the Glazers have they've neglected and rejected the women's team. The women's team, I know some of you only watch men's football, but I'm going to give you a little insight into what other aspects of the club and the fan base are feeling. I definitely think from the women's perspective, they feel quite optimistic with this new takeover, given the fact that it's basically guaranteed that there's going to be someone responsible for organizing the structure and the responsibility of the women's team. On the men's side, having a football director, having a head of operations, having all of this footballing, I don't want to call it project, because it's essentially, to me, it's not project, but having some direction and people that have tried this before and been successful with it. Does that make you feel more optimistic, given the fact that, if we're being honest, guys, if Sheikh Jassim came in, unless he hired the people for the job, which is what Sir Jim Ratcliffe has done, if he had hired a bunch of random people, we'd be sitting here saying, oh, come on, like, what's going on? These people are not experienced. But it seems like some of the people that is being brought in by Sir Jim Ratcliffe are experienced people that are familiar with running a football club, organizing a football club. Bear in mind that the biggest part, I think, the biggest takeaway from what I've read, there's quite a few articles. If you lot, want to go out and read, there's quite a few articles kind of breaking down this exact agreement. But essentially, There is no involvement from the Glazers. Joel Glazer was the biggest concern, the biggest topic, the hot topic, as I'd like to say it, in terms of whether he'd still have involvement alongside Jim Ratcliffe. And it's been confirmed that he will not, meaning all football decisions, transfers, budgets will be set, will be laid out, and will be decided by Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the people that he brings in, meaning he's obviously got 100% control of the footballing operations. And basically, if anything here on goes wrong, people ain't going to be shouting. People are still going to be shouting Glazers out, but all of it will fall on Sir Jim Ratcliffe's head. Of course, we don't know really the ins and the outs, so I'm only going off of what we've been what's been shared with the wider public as of right now. But for me, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to make the announcement today. I mean, who makes an announcement on a Sunday? Today's Sunday, right? Yeah, today's Sunday. Who makes an announcement on Sunday at 4 p.m.? It's very unusual. I would have expected an announcement Monday morning, 8 a.m. Obviously, it's bank holiday tomorrow. Tuesday is bank holiday. It's Christmas Eve. People are out there, celebrating with their family. If they celebrate Christmas, people are out there. Instead, you've got you basically you've got the head of marketing and PR and all of that stuff writing up a statement to post out on social media because of it. It's a very unusual time, especially like after yesterday's loss. And it's just weird. I feel like the announcement is unusual. Mina, you don't sound excited. It's not that I don't sound excited, guys. I feel optimistic. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I feel optimistic because I feel like a lot has been said in terms of what Sir Jim plans to do. A lot has been said about how he perceives success in a football team, and bringing people in, the right people for the job, restructuring the club, the recruitment strategy. A lot has been said about that. So now essentially it's just about executing it, and we just have to sit here and wait patiently for that to be executed. And it could take time. It could I think I saw a report saying that it could take 6 to 8 weeks for this to be approved by the Premier League. I mean, it's not a complete takeover, so I'm not sure why it's got to be approved, but each of their own. But it could take 6 to 8 weeks. It might impact the January transfer window and how United operate in the January transfer window. It might also impact how the women's team operate in the January transfer window as well. So there can be a lot. I think there's a lot quite riding on it. Do I feel positive? I just feel like this has been a long time coming. This has been near enough to 13 months of this, yeah, for a 25% stake. I'm just, honestly, guys, I'm just blown away the fact that 25% gets you all of this. It's like you go into a house. It's like you're trying to buy a house and you want to buy 25% of it. And you think it only gets you the shed, but it actually gets you the first floor and the second floor of the house. You just can't operate in the garden or anything. That's the most important part of the house. You don't need the garden. I feel like it's the same. You've bought 25%. You've got football in control. You've got control of you've got control of the budgets. You've got control of transfers. You've got control of bringing in your own people, restructuring, bringing in a football director, the manager, everything to do with the footballing aspect of the club. You have that for 25%. The Glazers just want to stay for decoration. That's it. That's the only thing that the Glazers. I'm not saying, by the way. I'm not saying that Sir Jim is the answer to this. We won't know until the ball gets rolling. We won't know, right? But the Glazers want to stay, despite the fact that they've given up the entire footballing aspect. They've given up the entire. Then again, they're businessmen. They're just here to make money. They don't care about football. Big up to Steffi, been a member for a month, says big up all. Chin up. You guys heard Steffi. Big up to Gingerbish for the super chat, says SJR improved 0 in my opinion. Will remain there. Do you guys genuinely feel like nothing's getting better? Nothing will get better or improve under him or under Ineos? Obviously, he's bringing in people that are experienced. Can we say? That have a history of developing sporting projects, albeit it's not to the magnitude of a club like Manchester United. That's not me saying that Manchester United is, the best of the best. But historically, United are a big team, innit? United are a big team. So there's a lot of eyes. There's going to be people waiting for you to fail, people waiting for you to do, to bring in wrong people waiting on any sort of downfall to jump at it. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe got what he finally wanted, which was ownership of a football club in the Premier League. Own it. That's what he's wanted all this time. He's wanted ownership of a football club in the Premier League, and now he's finally got it. The interesting part, there's some other parts in the statement that says the joint ambition is to create a world-class football operation, building on the club's many existing strengths, including the successful off-pitch performance that it continues to enjoy. I guess is that alluding off-pitch performance, the successful off-pitch performance, is that alluding to revenue, how successful they are on the stock exchange, on the stock market? Because I don't know how I feel about that line. The joint ambition is to create a world-class football operation, building on the club's many existing strengths, and then including the successful off-pitch performance that it continues to enjoy. It doesn't say anything about on the pitch, because on the pitch we've sucked. We've not been good for a while now, so they can't say on the pitch, trophies and all of this kind of stuff. So they have to reference the successful off the pitch performance, which is essentially high match day revenue numbers, high stock prices, etc. Financially, the performance off the pitch, they are succeeding out of this world. And that's just like, for me, that must have been put in. That must have been put in by the Glazers. Obviously, there's a whole part in the statement. I'm not going to read the entire statement because it's a long one. But there's a whole part from the Glazers talking about the fact that we announced in November 22 that they wanted to go through a strategic review, and we're committed to look at a variety of alternatives to help Manchester United with a focus on delivering success for men's, women's and academy teams. And then obviously they talk about how Ineos bring a wealth of commercial experience and significant financial commitment. Significant financial commitment. That's the key part. They literally are offering their money to invest it in the club. 300 million has already been confirmed. $300 million has already been confirmed as initial investment from Ineos. I don't know what the stat for. What does 300 million even get you in this day and age right now? Is that solely for the stadium renovation? Is that for the swimming pool at Carrington? Is that for one transfer window? Like, what does 300 million get you? For me, 300 million is a lot. But in footballing terms, what does 300 million get you as initial investment? I'm curious to see, what does that mean? Does that split between the men, women, and academy, or is that solely focused on the men? Like, I'd like a little bit more information on that. Obviously, I think as time goes on, we'll probably get that information. Then there was a statement from Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos saying, as a local boy and lifelong supporter of the club, I'm very pleased that we have been able to agree a deal with the Manchester United board that delegates us management responsibility of the football operations of the club. Guys, that is just what blows my mind the most. That shocks me the most, is that 25%, yeah, 25% gets you football operations. 25% gets you football operations of the club. What the hell are the Glazers doing then? If they're not making decisions, they're not investing money, they're just there chilling in Miami or wherever. Like, what's the point on staying if you've given all of the football? Obviously, I know the point, you lot are going to state the obvious, which is, financial reasons, dividends, whether it's financial success, if the club, continues to improve under them, get trophies, all of that, then money have to make, as some people would say. Money is there to be made. So that I get that. But solely from a football perspective, the fact that you can get 25% will give you entire football operations, to me is just, it's an interesting one. He goes on to say, we will bring the global knowledge, expertise and talent from the wider Ineos sport group to help drive further improvement of the club, while also providing funds intended to enable future investment into Old Trafford. We are here for long term and recognize that a lot of challenges and hard work lie ahead. So they're here for the long term. There's a whole breakdown, by the way, of there's a whole breakdown on the website, by the way, of the shares and how exactly it's allocated. So some clarification for myself. Sir Jim will provide 300 million fund intended to enable future investment into the club's infrastructure at Old Trafford, comprising 200 million paid upon the closing of the transaction, and a further 100 million by the end of 2024. So essentially, 200 million will be invested into Old Trafford, into the infrastructure of Old Trafford once the deal is closed, and then a further 100 million will be invested by the end of next year. Trawlers Limited, which is Sir Jim's offshore, if I'm correct, is Sir Jim's offshore company in the Isle of Man. I think it is in the Isle of Man, probably for tax purposes, etc. That's who has brought the club. That's who's brought it, not Ineos. It's that is what's brought that's who's brought the shares, which essentially suggests is solely owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And it goes on to confirm that Trawlers Limited is a company incorporated under the laws of Isle of Man and is wholly owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That's who's brought the shares. That's who owns the 25%. I'm going to slap the link in the comments section below. If you are a member, and I know who the members are because I remember that stuff, you'll get priority. Come through. I'm gonna try to get through as many of you guys as possible. I don't want it to last time. I think it was nearly 2 hours that we were live for. I'm gonna try to get through as many of you lot, of course. Are you doing more shows with Nuruddin? Yes, I will be doing more shows with him, obviously, in the coming weeks and months, inshallah. 300 million gets you 1 Anthony, 2 Mason Mounts, and Erasmus Oil. Big up to AMG. Imran says 300 million is like 3,000 in football. Yeah, 300 million ain't much. I mean, it's a lot to me, like as a person, but in football terms, I don't feel like I honestly do not feel like that's enough. It's not a takeover in any sense of the word. Jim is an investor, nothing more, nothing less. Glazer is just trying to sell down the fan base. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's just an investor, because an investor would just sit there and watch what their money turns into, whereas Sir Jim fully has involvement. Sir Jim fully has involvement. He's got football in control. So I wouldn't say is most. I do think is settling down the fan base by giving him full control of the football stuff. Meaning, if things go wrong, we know who the fan base is going to ridicule. It'll be Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Joined by Adil. Big up, Adil. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. How are you?
I'm good. How you feeling about this news? Sir Jim Ratcliffe, 25%. Is this the beginning
I'm
of
good still. I was Qatar all the way in. I still was in until I seen this news right now. I was still had that 1% hope that, you know what, they might just come in and take over. But yeah, it's official now. How I feel, the guy tried buying Chelsea first, then he ended up in Barca, and then now he's at United. Doesn't feel it. Yeah, but it doesn't fill a person with confidence. And then on top of that, not full ownership, not even half ownership, 25% ownership. Like, come on. You know, like when you're in the mud, I think these guys are like adding salt to the wounds and stuff. Like, they're trying to make it better, but it's like, nah, fam, it's just. But, oh, God. I don't know.
You just sound like you're indifferent about it. You don't care. No,
you know what it is? United have drained the life out of me. Like, you know what? I wanted to just call in another show. At that point, Mina, you don't understand. I was so optimistic. I was like, you know what? You guys are wrong. Don't worry, we're gonna turn it around. It's gonna be a win. Bloody heck! How couldn't they do this to me with that much effort I give to these guys? But
how do you feel about yesterday's result? You know, losing to West Ham, 8th Premier League defeat. I think that's 13 in all comps, and we haven't scored yet. We haven't scored in 4 games.
That I can't accept. 4 games, no goals. Like, come on, that is bad. But you know, like how you were going off on Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I remember the show KG. Like, I was like, Mina, you're right.
I think I've reached a breaking point. I think I reached a breaking point after yesterday.
I couldn't understand, because look at me. I'm struggling right now because it's like I had so much like things I wanted to say. I was like, nah, we're gonna change the season. But looking at it from an outside point of view, from yesterday's game, we were dead first half. Garnacho had those 2 chances. Had he had finished them 2 chances, or controversially, I'm gonna say this, you're not gonna like it. Had Rashford been in that position, if he had them 2 chances, he would have finished that.
But that's not controversial. I literally said that yesterday. I said if that was Rashford, that's going in off form or off.
Yeah, literally. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that bit, but yeah, I just think some of these changes that Ten Hag's doing right now, he's not getting it right. Like whatever he's doing, it just doesn't add up. Like
Are you losing faith in him? Because I know you're very much like backing the manager, but are you struggling to see light at the end of the tunnel?
nah, because I'm still an optimistic guy. Call me a crackhead, I don't mind, but it's one of those where I'm still like, I just want to see Leacher, Casemiro, Menu, all of these guys in one team for a couple of games, and then I can properly judge Ten Hag. Because even Mount, chuck him into it. I know everybody's criticizing him and his signings. Don't get me wrong. Anthony flop. Yep, I said it. I used to back Anthony. I said he had a tough time, but I've had enough of him. Don't burn him out. Ahmad, get in. Um, but yeah, with Ten Hag, he's a good coach. I just think, look at him at Ajax. And even at, where was he before that? Bayern, he's always had people above him that were footballing people. Currently, as it stands, he's got nobody on top of him because they're all fired. And then on top of that, he's got the Glazers.
But
That
even like now, if Ineos come in, I don't think immediately kind of we'll see change. So
it depends on what they do.
is it one
Like,
of the ones where if the results keep getting worse, would you be
I
happy to
don't
stick
mind.
by
Look,
the manager?
results are results. We're going to win one game, probably lose another game, draw the third game. That's going to happen. Why? Because it's a rebuild process. We're not quite there yet. We haven't got the fully foundations. Like, until like with Sir Jim coming in right now, the next thing I want to see is a sporting director. I want to see somebody head of recruitment. I don't want Ten Hag to have that responsibility. I'm like, you are solely a coach now, not a manager. Your title changing. You're going to be a coach, strictly on the pitch. If you're not showing uh, a style of play, like then it's clearly on you. Never mind the players. We're going to bring in the players. Like I remember somebody said this in the show, and they said, why don't we use the Real Madrid method, where if they're losing a game, keep recycle your managers until you get it. We've never been used to that, have we? We've always had Sir Alex that's going to run everything. Soon as Sir Alex went, he took Sir David Gill with him, then the coaching staff changed, and everything just basically fell apart. I still think we need them people above to sort themselves out in order for the pitch to reflect it. Because right now, if it's broken at the top, it's going to be broken at the bottom.
Last question. Villa on what, 2 days? I think we played them in 2 days. Do you think we get a result at home?
So you know what? I knew you were gonna ask me this. I was gonna say, you know what? I was thinking about it. I was gonna be like, if I say win, win, win again, and then what do we do? Lose, lose, lose.
Lose.
So
You
I'm gonna
literally said
say
we're winning
we're
every
gonna
game,
lose.
but we lost every game.
Exactly. So I have to do the opposite. We're gonna lose, unfortunately, 2-3-1 to Villa. I don't know why. I still have that hope that they can turn it around, but I don't see it coming from anywhere. Like until Leacher and Casemiro are back,
Isn't
because
that
I'm missing.
isn't that insanity though? Because you're saying I don't see them turning it around, but I'm gonna stick by the manager.
Because it's not the manager's fault that that all the like. Look at the team that played yesterday against West Ham, and then look at even your own personal strongest 11. None of them, most of them players aren't in that team.
So do you
If you
genuinely
look at,
think it's just the manager? It's just the injuries, basically. If the manager had his starting 11, it wouldn't be as bad as what it is right now.
100%, like literally, we got no leaders. Bruno is a B. I can't say the word. I've had enough of him. I was the biggest Bruno fan, even when he used to wave his arm about and act like a little, you know what. I used to take that like that's my guy fighting for me and say he's not even producing. It's one of those I can't even back him up, and when he's not doing anything, he's the ultimate assist creator in our squad. Yet Hoyland's had no service. How does that go together? Like that doesn't make sense.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Big up, Adele. I've got a few calls to get through. I'm going to come back to you after the Villa game, man. I'm going to come back to you after the Villa game for the next call-in show. Big up. Appreciate you calling in. Fans, you lot make me laugh, man. First and foremost, big up Chucky Bar says, just wanted to chat in and say Merry Christmas, Mina. Thank you, but I don't celebrate Christmas, guys. Recovering from a hip operation, which I waited a year for. Your content has kept me going. Thanks. I hope your operation went well. Wishing you a speedy recovery. I hope you enjoy the holiday period with your friends and your family, and hopefully you'll be back on your feet soon. And congratulations on finally having the operation. Waiting a year for operation is sad. But I'm happy for you. Big up to Chucky Bar. If you lot watch the women's games with me here, then you know about Chucky Bar. You know about Chucky Bar. Imran says Bruno can leave. I think that was in reference to what Adil said about Bruno. Ridwan says the manager is one that leaves Maino alone. McTominay is allowed to go up and do nothing. Anana has more touches than McTominay. Why play McTominay? Let's find out from Sho, who's a big fan of McTominay. I'm joking. Sho is not a fan of McTominay. Sho, chat to me, man. How do you feel, firstly, about this Ineos announcement? 25% money's coming in, football direction, sporting project, all of those hot words that we've been hearing lately.
Yeah, look, I'm glad it's finally sorted. It's been a long time coming. I'm hoping the first thing they do is quickly get in their people and then replace Ten Hag as soon as possible. That's what I need to happen. For me, I think, yeah, as soon as the directors are in place, the first sporting director, director of football, CEO is in place, meeting needs to happen straight away to sack Ten Hag and get in the new manager and say to that new manager, in my opinion, look, this season's a write-off because it is. Let's be honest, the season's not savable.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe an FA Cup run, if you can win that, that'd be good. But and say to that manager, look, you've got until the end of the season to put your philosophy in place straight away. None of this, we'll play pragmatic first season like a lot of fans were on board with last season, not me. Where let's just force ourselves into the Champions League based on results because look where that got us. And look, get your philosophy in straight away, and in the summer, you tell us straight away which players we need to get rid of already. And we start the rebuilding process quick, straight away. Because look, let's be honest. Look, after yesterday, it's not even after yesterday. It's accumulation of matches, isn't it? It's an accumulation of matches of what we've seen throughout all of this season. Because you know, like all of your shows you've done since you've started your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense. I mean, look, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to just say anything about your content, but you could recycle the same show every week.
It's true.
You could.
There's only so much you could talk about the same stuff over and over. It's true. It's true.
Because even when you sign off your shows, you always say, "Look, I know this is crazy, but I know we're gonna win, so I'm gonna predict we're gonna win." And even you don't believe it when you say it. None of us do. This is the bad thing. So it's just like it's yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, so that's on that Ineos, but on Ten Hag, look, the simplest thing about Ten Hag can say is, you know what, there's some things in life, yeah. You're always looking forward to it for a long time, and you think you're gonna get something, and when you get it, it's just not what you thought it was gonna be. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what Ten Hag is. And I was one of them. Look, I hate how much that he's failed because I was so like, I'm in a friend group I'm in a WhatsApp group with two of my mates, and like I was hyping up Ten Hag for years, and when we got him, I was like, yes, we got the guy. He's the guy.
I remember it was a good time when Ten Hag became manager.
It was. We were all excited, were we not?
Yeah, it was a very optimistic time.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's just what we thought we were going to get in terms of the football that he was going to play. In reality, it's just not that. It's just not that. Like, and the thing is, people keep saying, when we get the players back, we're going to see his philosophy. The thing what we're not realizing, or I think a lot of people aren't realizing, is that you're seeing his football in action. You're seeing his philosophy in action. It's just that it's not the Eredivisie. It's just not working as well as it did in the Eredivisie. There's better coaches in this league, and there's better teams in this league. Like, case in point, if you look at the Bournemouth game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt very much in Ten Hag's entire tenure at Ajax, Koala's going mad with these names, by the way.
He's going in.
I doubt in his entire tenure, a team in the bottom half in the Eredivisie would have ever come to Ajax and play against one of his Ajax teams the way Bournemouth did to us. Do you know what I'm saying? Because number
they
one,
better than us on the pitch. They even looked better than us, even in like build up in pretty much every aspect. It wasn't even like lucky goals they were scoring. It was good tactical goals.
They played us off the park. They completely outplayed us. But what my point is that he would have never experienced that Ajax because you don't have that level of team in the Eredivisie in the bottom half of it, in my opinion, and you don't have the level of coach like you do have, like in Andoni Iraola, right? So yeah, you don't have a level of coach like Iraola in the bottom half of the league. And the thing, what I think people keep saying, why doesn't he change it? He's not going to change it because ultimately he believes in his philosophy, and even if he wanted to change it, he couldn't. He can't. This is all he knows. He can't change to anything. Like, look,
So
even
you're saying he's out of his depth, basically.
yeah,
Because I remember if you lot ever watched on United View, they did a few shows. We did a few shows with the We Talks Ajax lot, and one of the guys, Ajax, said literally that Ten Hag's biggest problem is that he has one plan. That's the biggest problem, and he's stubborn. He doesn't change. If it's not working, he will just ride it out, whether it stops working or he'll get sacked. It's one or the other. And this was before the season that he was saying this. This was last season he was saying this. So the fact that we're seeing it now is kind of like, it's not fortune telling, but it's kind of obvious. I think it's quite obvious that if you don't change your ways and adapt to things, you basically just on a
but there's nothing for him to change. He doesn't have anything else in his arsenal to change to. The only thing he could do, right? He could go back to the football we were playing last season. But if he goes back to last season, we're not moving forward, are we? In that case, and the thing is, if there's fans saying, "Oh, why doesn't he go back to last season's playing style?" In other words, you're really saying, "Well, I don't believe in his philosophy, so I just want to go back to pragmatic football." If you're saying that, then my question to you is, why do you even want him to stay in that case? If you don't want him to play his football, there's no point, is there? You're not really supporting the manager.
That's a valid question. Do you think we stand a chance against Villa?
No. Yeah, look, you can't. We're not playing flipping prime Barcelona. That's the sad thing. How we're talking about it.
Every game we're talking about it like we're playing prime Barcelona.
Yeah, but it's like, obviously, look, this, and the even sadder thing is we're at home and we're talking like this. Yeah, but look, the thing about we're playing Tuesday evening, he's not going to change the lineup. So we're going to see the same lineup. Probably. I'll assume Kambwala's not going to start. I don't know who starts. Maybe unless Varane's, but I don't know. Maybe him. God knows who he chucks.
We don't know. We just
don't know. You don't know. I think the front three will be the same, unless maybe he chucks Rashford back in for Garnacho. Midfield will be the same, I think, unless Amrabat comes in for Kobe. But two of the three will be McTominay and Bruno. Two of the three will be that.
Yeah.
He's going to play his high 10s, high 8s. And that's why I don't think we'll win on Tuesday. I don't think we'll draw either. Because I think it's a very easy.
You don't think we're gonna win and you don't think we're gonna draw, so you're basically saying we're gonna lose. You're basically saying we're gonna lose.
Yeah, we're gonna, because the thing is, his system in the Premier League, what either he sees and he doesn't want to adjust, or he doesn't see, is that there's simply better players in the Premier League, better athletes in the Premier League. That's the key compared to the Eredivisie. And I think it's very easy to counter a system, because what he doesn't respect is the middle third of the pitch. And he's in an era of the Premier League right now where all the new modern coaches, all the new modern coaches absolutely suggest that middle third of the pitch. I mean, Postecoglou has both fullbacks inverting. He has 5, 6. Pep will have 6, 7 people in there. You know what I mean? And we have one in there. One. And that's
so you're saying we're going to lose, and we're going to basically. Where do you think we're ending the year in terms of in the table? I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, if Chelsea win, they're going to be 3 points." Well, they didn't win. They didn't.
I forget Chelsea. They're worse than us, man. What are we talking about? Why are we looking at Chelsea for? They're a legit bottom half club.
After $1 billion spent, we spent nearly less than half than that.
I don't know. Look. Chelsea fans are look. We have a weird breed of fan base nowadays, to be honest. But Chelsea fans are a completely different breed. How they speak, because they're a legit bottom half club. I don't know what they're talking about. But look, do we play Forest before the end of the year? We do,
yeah, 30th. We play them on the 30th.
Oh man. So we could have 10 defeats this season, possibly.
Yeah.
Before 2024.
Before the rest of the season has even panned out.
I mean,
scary times. It's scary times. But
so we could be 10th. We could be 10th. Yeah, we could be 10th, because I think Brighton are only a couple of points behind us, and I think Bournemouth, Bournemouth are catching us. They keep winning.
I'm going to double check. So the table, we're currently 8th on 28 points. Brighton are 1 point behind us. Chelsea are 5 points behind us. And Wolves are 5 points behind us.
Don't look at Chelsea. Look at teams below Chelsea.
Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea, all 5 points behind us. So hypothetically speaking, if we lose both games, and this is, guys, just hypotheticals, yeah, and say Brighton win both games and Wolves win both of their games and Bournemouth win all of their games, we could actually drop to 10th, like fully, because of goal difference as well. We can fully drop to 10th. Wolves is the only one out of them that I named that we've got a better goal difference than, and Bournemouth. Chelsea have a better goal difference than us. Brighton have a better goal difference than us. So this is all hypotheticals, guys. Yeah, all hypotheticals. But genuinely, we could drop to 9th, 10th if we lose both games and if they all win their games. But that's just guts maybes.
Yeah, I do think he won't last the season. At one point, I thought they'll make, because I always thought as soon as Indians come in, they'll get their own manager in anyway. But I thought it happened at the end of the season. I don't think that anymore. I think just the way we're going, like, I
think they've come with a plan. I think they've come in. I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe,
I agree.
Jean-Claude Blanc.
You won't like who I think is going to be the next manager, though.
Who do you think is going to be the next manager?
I'd be Graham Potter. I think for sure it is.
Ooh, why do you think that? Do you think that?
I think that's their guy. I think they've talked to him already and they've lined him up.
I mean, he was in for the Nice job at one point, apparently.
Yeah,
he was.
I think they've already talked to him before they take. I think they've lined him up, and I think as soon as all the people in place, you're gonna see it. Graham Potter's gonna be the new manager, 100%. I've been never even.
Scary hours. If Graham Potter becomes the manager, guys, I will actually do a stream with a scar on my face like this. You know, the Harry Potter thing. I will draw a scar here, and I'll get the glasses and everything. I'll do all of it.
I do have a theory on Varane and Casemiro though, and like it's just my assumption, but I think the reason why Maguire and McTominay are proper back in favour is because I think at the beginning of the season when Ten Hag started playing Ten Hag ball, I think they were the first two players to not really kind of question Ten Hag about it in a disrespectful way, but just kind of talk to him and go, "Yo, Eric, like, it's a bit mad how we're playing." Yeah.
So they challenged the manager, basically.
They challenged the manager, exactly. That's the perfect way. And I think, having read about Ten Hag's past, his management is very black and white. And I think he doesn't like being challenged at all. And I think he fell out with Varane earlier in the season. I think with Casemiro, it happened after the Brentford game when he got taken off for so-called, what's it called? I wanted to play football, which someone like Casemiro ain't going to take well. And I think the reason why Maguire and McTominay are back in the side is because they're two players that they know after United it's only downhill. They were going to go to West Ham this summer, right? So if they're asked to play, no matter where, you could ask Maguire to play right wing, he'll play right wing. He won't complain. You could ask McTominay to play goalkeeper, he'll play goalkeeper. I'm telling you, he won't complain.
But isn't that a good trait to have as a player, where you basically do everything for your manager? Is that not a good trait?
It's a good trait to have, but at the same time, if you're asking an outfield player to play goalkeeper and they don't question it, I'd kind of say like you kind of have no self-dignity. You're kind of like barely human at that point. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You got to have self-pride and self-dignity. No? I mean, like, so the thing
I hear it.
The thing is, I think because them two players don't question at all and other players have, that's why Ten Hag picks them every week. That's why McTominay got the armband over Varane at Anfield.
Nah, I hear it, man. I got a few calls to get through, but big up. Appreciate you always calling in. You don't know what it is, man. Show's always level-headed. Always level-headed with the opinions, but you know who's not level-headed? This guy here.
Yo! Inside!
What's happening, man? Chat to me, man. Chat to me.
So, I see we have a minority investment in the play.
We got 20. It's minority, but it's given them maximum involvement. It's minority investment, but it's maximum involvement. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not gonna use the word that I've called Sir Jim Ratcliffe on this channel, just to make sure you're able to monetize and all
that.
Yeah,
don't ruin the monetization.
I need you to get your car fixed. So we'll look after you today. But Sir Jim has got a lot of work to do, hasn't he?
He does.
And clearly, based off the comments that you've said previously, you're not the biggest fan, clearly.
You know what? With the Sir Jim thing, I'm very much like, I want to see how it goes, but also I'm not going to be
side-eyeing it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a fool, like, to be like, oh, this is the way. This as far as I'm concerned, anything with that's giving the Glazers further financial opportunities, it's like you kind of, what's it called? They say in bed with the devil, something like that.
Yeah, you're making a deal with the devil.
You're making a deal with the devil. So the Glazers will continue to eat off of United. They will continue to like they've been doing for near enough the last 20 years.
You know what? I choose not to think.
You just know.
You guys you can think, you can have your rants. I just rather like see what's happening and just be like, yeah, whatever, man.
No
like,
thoughts being thunk in your head.
What's
There's
the
no
point? Like, what's the point, Mina? Tell me. Like, I don't see
Yeah,
any
it's
point
true,
because
it's true.
because I'm gonna get rattled. Why should I be rattled?
No, bro. I hear it. What about yesterday's game? Did you just not think about that?
No, I watched it and I was like, I'm not surprised. We looked spineless at times. We didn't really have any bite up front. Højlund's got to be a bit more incisive when it comes to those very few opportunities that he gets. But of course, I feel it for the kid because he barely gets any service. It's like having a mobile phone in the middle of a desert. There's like no signal at all.
Hey! I've been to the desert. There's signal there.
Well, it depends on which desert. Like if we go back to our motherlands and you find a desert there, no chance. I'm sure of it.
Maybe in your motherland. In my motherland, there's signal.
Hey, that's a good one.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But do you still genuinely feel like Ten Hag? Do you feel like he's out of his depth? Do you feel like it's the players and it's solely the players and the manager's not at fault? Because it seems like everyone that I speak to and the call-in shows are over the last couple of weeks, it's either Ten Hag's fault completely or it's completely on the players. Two things can coexist, I think, at the same time.
I agree. I think it's a collective. It's the manager, the players, the board. So if whoever's Ten Hag out, I'm not mad at you. Be Ten Hag out because you have every right to be. Whoever's Ten Hag in, you have every right to be Ten Hag in. I'm just like Ten Hag out because I am side-eyeing him a lot with a lot of the decisions he made. Like yesterday, taking off Højlund for Rashford. Like that didn't make any sense to me. Like you need a forward presence and you put that guy. Oh, you know what? I've got the funniest analogy, and Mina, you would understand this because uncles do this a lot. You know the uncles that have like the henna on their hair?
Yeah.
Why does Rashford have that hairstyle? What is he doing?
If you guys don't know, please go just type in Google, just type in East African uncles with henna.
East African uncles
on their hair after a certain age. You know that actually represents like wisdom at old age. In my culture,
what sort of wisdom has this guy got? He's doing the opposite.
I don't know. Is it even Saka dyed his hair as well, which is just unusual.
No, but there's levels to like the color, you know, like Saka's one is like
I don't get why
ginger.
people I don't like people dying. But listen, that's their business. Let them do with their hair what they would like. Why are we the hair police all of a sudden? Why are we the hair police?
I mean, your favorite player was the CEO of.
That's exactly why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Why are we the hair police? It's like we've run out of things to criticize on the pitch. That now we're criticizing what they're doing. Let them do whatever they want in it. In terms of you could dye your hair, you could get tattoos, bro. Come to training come and play with grills in your mouth. Come play a game with grills in your mouth. I don't care. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that happens, man. That'd be a funny.
Give it 10 years. Give it 10 or so years. But how do you feel about the Villa game on Tuesday? 2 days to go, man.
Aston Villa. You know what? Draw.
Okay. You think United can get something from that?
I think we're going to stink it out. It's going to be stinky. Like I think it's going to be Liverpool round 2 again. Just
at
like
home,
how
you think we're going to park the bus?
Yes. Ollie Watkins will slap us up otherwise.
Oh, he's in my FPL team as well, man.
And I captained him this weekend and he had a stinker. Like, why didn't you score against Sheffield? Like, I'm rattled.
I hear it, man. What's your plans for the weekend? Are you gonna just enjoy yourself, innit? Don't watch anything about United. Don't read about United. Just enjoy your life.
I need to buy some games for my PS5. That's the most important thing.
There you go. There we have it. And we're doing Among Us on Tuesday, so be there.
I will be there.
Be square. Big up Lil Yo-Yo. Appreciate it. Always calling in, man. Lil Yo-Yo makes me laugh. Big up V33 says, so is it Eric Ten Hag's fault that Man United's football operations is crap? Man City had a proper setup before Pep. Arsenal fixed it for Arteta. Let Eric Ten Hag live, man. Again, all valid points you lot are making. I'm definitely not arguing that. We've got.
Yo.
I think Connor's lost.
Nah, I'm not lost.
Connor, are you lost? What brought you here today? Don't tell me it's
basically
what I said earlier.
no. I didn't even watch the stream, to be honest with you. I was dead asleep after last night. But yeah, I was sat there walking through Australia, and this koala, now he jumped out of the tree at me. He tried to attack me, and he said, "Go watch this YouTube channel." While he was trying to attack me, I was like, "What's going on?" Then he said to come and cook you, and I was just like,
Cook me. Well, you brought the chef to cook me.
Nah, this was the chef who was caught at Old Trafford serving raw chicken. This was the chef.
That's why they got the 1-star rating.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I was just coming to talk about the takeover, to be honest. But yeah, I was just trying to read the news, walking through a jungle, then a koala attacks me and tells me to come watch a stream. I was just trying to enjoy my trip. And
So did you beat up the koala, or did you?
I did.
The koala?
Yeah, I did. I picked it up, right? I picked it up. I RKO'd it. Then I did a 619, and then tombstoned it. Got the 3 count. I was going to get it to submit and tap out, but it didn't. So I just had to, get the 3 count, and then it was out and done.
Koalas scare me, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm actually
scared. They don't scare me. They just look a bit, like a bit too friendly. So like just something like it just seems too nice to trust it.
Is that an indirect about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos takeover?
I'm right. This is going to get me not like I'm leaning towards this being a positive idea. It could be positive. Okay. No, don't call Peter. Peter are actually very naughty, and they blocked me on Twitter. They're not allowed to see me.
I need to know why you're getting blocked by.
Right, basically. No, right. I'll tell this story as well. It's a great story, right? They posted a video of a man feeding a pufferfish some carrots. I'm not sure if you've seen it. You might have seen it. Like, he's feeding a pufferfish a bit of carrot.
Okay.
Some of you might have seen it. So anyway, I saw them do that, and I thought, I'll post a lovely picture of fish and chips on the replies to it, and then they blocked me. Oh, I don't know why. Vegans, they're not very fun.
All right. No vegan slander here. I'm not a vegan, but.
Yeah, but no, here's some United news I just sort of want to read as well. Sir David Brailsford will be at the Manchester United game against Aston Villa on Boxing Day.
So you think this is a positive thing? You feeling optimistic about it?
I'm feeling optimistic about it, right? I'll give it a bit of optimism, right? Because I want to see Ratcliffe come in and just improve. I never want to see Manchester United get worse, right? If the only way to see United get worse is if we was to be relegated and then the Glazers were to totally leave. That's the only reason I'd accept United getting worse. However, I see Ratcliffe coming in as not being what Qatar could offer, because Qatar could offer unlimited wealth that we don't need unlimited wealth, but Qatar could offer us unlimited wealth.
Yeah. So what are they offering? Are they offering like what makes you think is positive? Because I agree with you. Qatar do,
because when you look at the Ineos Sports Group, what they've built with Nice, what they've done with Mercedes, and what they've done with the cycling thing, they've done quite well. And if they do that here, I'm all for it. Let's not pretend like United fans were not for United getting better. We want United to get better. We might not like the Glazers, but it is what it is. It's like you might work with someone, you don't like them, but as long as you're doing well and the business is doing well, you'll move and you'll get on with it. Like, it's just...
I agree. I agree with, especially about the point where if they've got a proven track record. If that was a manager coming in that had a proven track record of winning stuff, people wouldn't. Yeah, it's like a manager really be questioning it.
It's like a manager that can go from playing at Bayern Munich or managing Bayern Munich to Real Madrid to Everton back to Real Madrid. Like you can You can trust a manager like that, but then you've got a manager that's coming from the Eredivisie. You're thinking, right, he's got a decent style of football, but here, he's not doing it too well.
How do you feel about the manager?
I feel give him time. I feel give him time and give him a proper footballing structure. Because when he was at Ajax, who did he have above him? He had Van der Sar and Mark Overmars.
Yeah.
Them two, they ran the football side of things. He just ran the team. Correct. And I feel like Ten Hag's been given too much freedom. Take away his freedom. Like, he's not allowed to say, oh, yeah, I want these players. No.
Take away his freedom.
Take away his freedom. Put him behind bars. Yeah, take away it. Right. You're allowed to say you want players. I'm allowed to say I want players. Whether or not you get them players, well, that's another matter. Because when you look at it, right, say I give you a short list of players I want. You're John Murtough, right? I give you a short list of players.
Why do I have to be John Murtough?
Okay, then you're Gene Claude.
Okay, I'll take that. I'd rather
big up KG's jeans.
Jean Claude Blanc. Like,
KG's jeans. Yeah, right. Right. I give you a list of players, and on top of that list is Anthony, and then under it is a few other players. But then I keep saying, no matter what, whoever else you give me, I just want Anthony. But I'm the manager, so you're going to want to listen to me. The fans have just been crying for me for the past 6 months with all the job, like out of him and Poch, weren't they? Like, let's not pretend we weren't. We were crying for him over Poch, and then what's it called? He's saying, "Yeah, I want this player." What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and ignore the manager, or are you going to go and get the player the players the manager wants?
I hear it.
I have a question for you though.
Go on.
Right.
Hit me.
Ratcliffe comes in, and this January transfer window, we go out and buy. Who's a decently experienced striker that we could go and get this January?
You lot know I'm going to say Taremi, innit? You guys know I'm always going to say Taremi, although he's actually linked to a move to Inter Milan in the summer.
All right, well, say we go and get
the striker market. That's the thing. I don't see clubs letting their strikers, big boy strikers, leaving in January.
I'd go and get Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth.
I think that's a good shout. But would they let him go?
Well, it is what it is on that one. These Mina names are coming out all over, like Mina Mao, Mina Glazer, Mina Woodward.
Literally, you know what's so funny? This Minamino Woodward. My friends actually call me Minamino. It's not even a joke. Someone just said Mario Balotelli. I'm not joking. No way is somebody advocating for us to go and sign.
If you're a United fan, you have to be an Arsenal fan in disguise, I'm sure.
Is Balotelli even playing ball right now? Is he still even playing ball?
No, I think he's in the Italian second division.
I
think he got a FIFA card last
year.
He
could probably get a goal. I swear he might get a Premier League goal before Højlund. I saw a stat today that actually blew my mind. That said that
Garnacho and Ante only passed him the ball once.
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was the fact that the two strikers that Ten Hag has signed has yet to score a Premier League goal in the year of 2023.
2 more games. That's all I'm saying. Inshallah, 2
more games, please.
2 more games.
Ya Allah, please. Like, if we finish the year and none of them have scored, yeah, this is in reference to Weghorst and Højlund, yeah.
I'd argue, right? Scoring in the Carabao Cup against Nottingham Forest when they're a Premier League team could contribute.
It should count.
It should count. Weghorst got a Premier League goal, just not in the right competition. It was at a Premier League stadium against a Premier League team. It should count.
It was just not a Premier League game. I hear it.
Villa, they're playing their high line. They're chucking teams offside. I'd play Rashford in this because Rashford's going to be abusing that.
All right, who would you start? Go on, tell me who would you play for?
Front three. I'd go with left wing, obviously Rashford over Garnacho. I feel like Garnacho's not taking his chances when he's taken them or when he's been given them, and I feel like you need to learn, take your chances or don't get played. When he's had his chances, he's taken them and he's kept playing, and then he's not taking his chances, don't play him. Play Rashford. Play Ahmad because Ahmad's back from injury. I don't know why he's not been on the bench. Get Ahmad back in. Get Ahmad back in there because, in my opinion, Ahmad probably our best right winger right now.
That's true.
And I'd also get what's his face, Højlund through the middle, and I'd go prime Fergie settings. I'd go pass him the ball or don't get played.
That's a good rule. I think that's a good rule.
It's a simple rule. Like Fergie, he knew he lost a league on that season against Manchester City because of goal difference. And what did he do next season? He went and bought a striker that could finish, and he said, "Okay, then."
And do you remember what I think Rooney was saying it in his interview, in his documentary? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Rooney.
Yeah,
he was
Rooney.
saying that Sir Alex Ferguson said to them, no matter what you're doing, just find RVP.
Find him. And if you can't find him, well, you just won't be playing.
Yeah, they said it literally, and I kind of hear it. It.
United, big up Igalo, man. I love it.
Listen, Igalo is a player that I just can't hate. Like, he's just a vibe. He's a vibe.
Like, do you know what? I remember watching him. Remember his debut? He was running through on goal. He didn't score. He was running through on goal against Chelsea. It was just I was wanting him to score so badly, and then he didn't. But we went and got him instead of Haaland. Bit of a sticky one.
Last question. What's your prediction? Villa win, draw, loss?
High line, Rashford running in behind a lot more. I feel like Rashford can beat an offside trap every now and again, but it's just whether or not he does. I feel like with their high line, we'll beat them, but I also feel like Emery, he's not someone to be under. What's the word I'm thinking here? What's the word? Like, you don't write him off easily because Villa, they don't score a lot of goals. Let's not pretend they do. If we defend well against Villa, stop them from getting the chances, they won't score many goals. We'll go out and play their high line. They'll be playing their high line. We need to get balls in behind to 3 fast forward, which is Ahmad, Højlund, and Rashford, because them 3 are probably 3 of the fastest forwards we've got. And I feel like we'll win.
Just balls over the top, running in
I feel
behind.
like we'll win. I feel like we win.
You lot heard Connor. Oh, wait, hold on. Connor was about to say something.
No, I
Sorry.
feel like we'll win. But also, I have one question. Do you play FIFA? Like, do you do FIFA streams?
Yes, I do.
Like,
Yes,
against members?
No, but I'm gonna start that.
Because when you start it, I will have to be pulling up for that one because I've slapped
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah,
I'm not KG, you know. I don't let them streams on KG's channel fool you guys. Don't let it fool you. Don't. I lost once.
You lost
twice. As far as I'm concerned, I won on my
twice.
channel. I beat him. That's all
like
that matters. Best of 3. That's all that matters, guys. That's all I have to say. Best of 3 settings, and I won. Big up to Connor for stopping by. V33 says crappy football operations and years of passed down rotten crap, and a manager doing too much alone. Since working with Edwin and Mark running operations. Exactly what Connor also touched upon. Big up to MUFC 14 says we'll never win the league nor the Champions League with the Glazers and Rat at helm. Damn, okay, this brother here, I got a few more calls to get through, but this is the brother that said that he would take Mario Balotelli earlier in the chat. Is that you? Did you say that?
Yeah, it's me. Well, first of all, what's up, Mina?
What's happening, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing well. First of all, I want to say I've seen you on a bunch of streams over the last few months. You're always very insightful, so congratulations on your show, and yeah, I'm really looking forward.
I appreciate that, but please answer for this war crime of a comment.
Okay, so first of all, one thing that I think we need to, as United fans, we need to return to is we need to have some like first principles, because when we talk about players, when we talk about coach, there's a lot of like, I find the conversation to be very noisy. So with the coach, it has nothing to do with whether we like the person or not. We need to be able to say things like we want someone who is 1, intelligent, 2, has experience at a big club, 3, is motivational and charismatic, and 4, ideally they have experience in the Premier League. Because all these 4 things that I mentioned, Ten Hag doesn't have. He's not intelligent. He clearly cannot compete in a big league like the EPL. And he's in over his head. Now, regarding the Balotelli, when we in a number 9, what do we want? We want someone who is proven. We want someone who can play in the Premier League, and we want someone who, who knows how to play football, who has a good football IQ. Now, people say, "Oh, but Balotelli, he's playing in the Turkish league. Like, go look at the highlights. This guy is scoring worldies, like it's a training ground." And Balotelli was very good when he was in the Premier League. Balotelli is only 33. I know that he has a bad boy reputation, but Dennis Rodman was a bad boy. Eric Cantona was a bad boy. Mario Balotelli, we should get him on loan in January. I'm not joking. Get him on loan from January till end of the season, and let's have someone who actually knows how to play football, who will score goals, and who can actually teach people like Højlund what it means to be a striker. And if whatever reason it doesn't work out, he like has a falling out or whatever, then we can send it back. But literally, there's nobody else. Like Robert Lewandowski is not going to come to United. Anyway.
Let me ask you a question quickly. What country are you originally from?
Nigeria.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you might have been Ghanaian. So I thought because Mario Balotelli has a Ghanaian background, that's why you were kind of coming with this. Because people are very shocked with your comment. Honestly, I was shocked. Hearing you justify it.
Let me ask you, why are you shocked? What's shocking about it?
For me, it's just like, talent aside, history aside, would you really take an ex-Manchester City and ex-Liverpool player in your team?
We signed Igalo. Mario Balotelli is 3 times better than Igalo. Mario Balotelli is 3 times better than Marcus Rashford. Balotelli is better than Højlund.
Rashford?
People are being emotional. Of course.
You genuinely think Balotelli is better than Rashford?
Balotelli used to start for the Italian national team. All the people who
so did Rashford.
Rashford's
for the English team.
No, but there's no world where Marcus Rashford was ever as good as Mario Balotelli. Balotelli's problem is his attitude. He's incredibly talented. And again, Name me how many strikers in the current Premier League are better than Mario Balotelli. Okay, obviously Haaland.
In this, are you talking about Balotelli when he was not why always me Balotelli? Are you talking about that Balotelli, or are you talking about Balotelli right now?
No, I think any Balotelli, he's still good. We just don't see.
No, because I think we have to. I think this is very important to clarify. Oh, when you're saying that, name a Premier League striker that's better than him. Yeah,
there
are you
aren't many.
talking about him right now?
Yes, him in the past. Well, yes, I'm talking about him
I think
right
half
now.
of the strikers in the Premier League are probably better than what he wouldn't. He's been playing outside of the top European leagues.
No, but he's in Turkey.
Since 2019.
No, he's playing in Turkey. Turkey is a decent league.
Let's be real, yeah. Turkey, all respect to Turkey, yeah, and Galatasaray batted us up in the Champions League. But when you're looking at the level of Champions League quality players, you're looking at the French league, the German league, the Spanish league. You're not really looking at the Turkish league.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But it's not the league. It's okay. Well, let's say Erling Haaland goes to Turkey next year. Does that mean he's no longer a good player?
Why would Haaland go to Turkey next year?
No, but we watched Mario Balotelli for years, and we all know what he's capable of. And again, whenever I look at the highlights of the Turkish league, this guy is just scoring worldies. Look, Erling Haaland said Mario Balotelli was his role model as a striker.
So because Haaland said that, we should bring him to United.
Okay, well, I don't want to distract from that. The other reason I mention is because everyone says, "Oh, there's no number 9." And it's true, there aren't that many. Ivan Toney is probably not going to come here. So, are we going to start January with Marcus Rashford and Højlund in number 9? Højlund is not even a number 9. He used to play right wing or left wing striker. Marcus Rashford is not a number 9. So the only one we have is Martial, and I don't know what's going on. So people would rather we don't have anybody than we sign Mario Balotelli. No, the people who are laughing in the chat, you're having an emotional reaction. You can't name anybody. Name me someone who's available who's better than Mario Balotelli.
All right. Let's go away from this Balotelli point because people are getting riled up. Talk to me about Eric Ten Hag and yesterday's loss. Do you see the situation getting better, especially with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, Ineos coming in, this sporting project that's coming in?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm optimistic. I think United fans, I think we shouldn't get too carried away because the thing is, when I'm hearing that Graham Potter, that worries me. So if that's what they want to do, then I don't know how optimistic I am. I hope I would love if they brought back Ralph Rangnick to be an advisor so he can advise the next. If we start this whole thing again, if they bring a new person and he starts making the same mistakes, it worries me. The issue I have with Potter is I just don't think he has the kind of big club muscle that you need as a coach for United. Yeah, he's a good coach, but I just don't think he's the one. I wrote in the comment that we should bring someone like Ruud van Nistelrooy as the interim until we can hire someone like Emery or a high caliber coach. Why Ruud van Nistelrooy? Van Nistelrooy coached the Dutch national team, I think, as an assistant, and he also coached PSV. Again, it's not a top team necessarily.
I think that's Mario Balotelli calling you saying thank you for trying to get me a move to Manchester United.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like to say what I believe in, and I don't need it to be popular at all. So it's fine. Yeah, we should bring in Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's obviously one of the greats of all time at United. He has coaching experience, and he can do an interim job. He's smart. He's got he can manage big egos. And then we should take time to get someone like Emery. I just think rushing to sign Graham Potter or someone like that that kind of stuff worries me. I mean, do you think Potter is going to be a good? Okay, sorry. Let's just go back to the Ineos thing. I think we should wait to see what their plan is and not just start rejoicing that they are coming on because we don't know what they're actually going to do. They could end up keeping Ten Hag.
They could. You're right. They could keep him, and we've seen that he's able to work under a good football structure. But big up for calling in, Peter. I appreciate it. Or as controversial as your opinion was, I never thought in 2023 I would hear someone saying Mario Balotelli to Manchester United. That's crazy. Tell me you agree. You don't agree with Peter. Please tell me you don't agree with Peter. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. Can you hear me? Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear you now. I get you now.
happening.
Sorry. No, no way. Oh, let me actually get that Mario Balotelli thing out of the way. It's a complete no-no. First of all, he can't be even be maybe playing in Spain. Just the fact that that guy played to two of our rival clubs, I can't have him anywhere close to my team. Just for him being a Liverpool, former Liverpool and Man City, he shouldn't even be mentioned close to our number 9 position. Period. That's done. He can do his trick. Weldies in Takey for all I care. I'll see them on YouTube. So, but how you mean? I just wanted to congratulate you on the YouTube channel and just
I appreciate
an
it, man.
amazing
You lot are
job you're
being too
doing.
nice to me today. Why is everyone being too nice? You lot are being too nice to me. But
And I'm not even supposed to be nice to you because you commented on KG's like I was punching the walls. I was
you sounded so
pissed.
angry. You
Yeah,
sounded so
I
angry on the
was.
street.
You know, I think I needed a nap to just calm down. I was so angry. I'm telling you, this football club is gonna just be the death of me. I'm telling you, yo, Eric Ten Hag. Where do we start? I was looking at the signings, Mina, that this manager has brought in so far since he's been at the club. He's gone through 16 players.
Oof,
16
that's a
players,
lot.
including loanees. Yes, 16 players. From Anthony all the way to Regular and Marcel Sabitzer. All those are the people he has gone through. Johnny Evans, Eriksson, Dubravka, Veghorst, Bendea, Amrabat, Tarell Malas. This is a huge number of players he's brought in, And for us, sorry?
No, I was gonna say, where do
Yeah.
you stand with the manager? Or are you on the fence? Do you feel
You know
bad
when
for him?
I feel I used to feel bad for Eric because he's in such a bad working environment. He was working under the Glazers, So that for me, I was hoping for the whole 100% takeover with the Qatari. I was really rooting for that, and I could see like working under the Glazers, no one can win. But he didn't. He didn't help himself over a period of time. Last season was amazing. We got a trophy. We came out third. But the way we started regressing from what we achieved last season, mainly Spark is involved. He's in the middle of it. It's like he's big. Yeah. Like the decisions where I totally just decided like this is not it, and I don't think he's the right person to take us forward. Is the game he put Victor Lindelof on the left wing and benched Dalot, and on the back line. I don't know if you remember that game where Victor was playing for a while. He played the left back.
Yeah.
Yes, well, Dalot was on the bench. Who plays left back as his second position easily and has done that well with AC Milan and even with United at some time.
Yeah.
So those in-game decisions, playing Scott McTominay, you mentioned this earlier, and I totally agreed with you. For how many games? For 90 minutes
games
straight.
90 minutes,
Like,
13 games in a row.
13 games in a row. No, these are decisions that I can't forgive them. Benching Varane, saying that he doesn't prefer to play on the left. And so you'd go with what? A Victor Lindelof, who I'm Swedish, and Victor, I should support him, but hell no. Victor Lindelof gets bullied in the Premier League. Every time we see Victor Lindelof getting bullied, he hesitates when it comes to an aerial duel. He's like, you can see he's like, oh no, not a hair ball, not a header or something. You can't bench Varane based on that. And some of the comments, you cannot make a comment that you took out Casemiro and then you go on national television and comment that you wanted more football. So you took out a World Cup, a multiple Champions League winner, multiple La Liga winner, a serial winner, to bring more football. Who's going to bring more football on that bench other than Casemiro? And all these are just things that I don't understand. He fell out with Varane because of that. We all know it. That day he fell out with Varane. They can sugarcoat it how they want it, but it's clear. That was one of the last games Varane played, right? He went and played. We heard he was injured
and then
after
he came
that.
back to the Bayern Munich game.
Oh, he came back for the Bayern Munich game, and then after that, he was gone. But you see, he's in the middle of all these situations that are happening. He's not producing a style of play. We're not seeing it. Look at the lineups. You can't even tell what we're gonna do. I don't even know who he's going to pick in the next game. You know, is it gonna be Amrabat and Scott McTominay this time because our young boy made a small mistake, and that would be a mistake to do that. He's gonna draw. He's gonna make him lose his confidence if he benches him on the next game. He has to play Kirby Minor again, you know, and Amrabat with Bruno. Yeah, there's a lot of problems, man. Mina, I'm telling you. So I'm definitely thinking of sticking with him towards the end of the season to see how it goes. Maybe not just make a rush decision. Just let him, give him enough rope to just like, you know, tie himself, or maybe he might even redeem. Who knows? Rather than quickly making a decision to get rid of him. That I'm not, but I have totally lost all faith in this manager going forward. But again, who's next? Not Graham Potter. I don't rate Graham Potter. I'm sorry.
Who would you want then? Who would you like to see?
This
don't
team
say
needs,
Zidane. Please don't say Zidane.
No. I wouldn't get Zidane. I would actually. I don't mind Tuchel. I think he has experience from being in the league already.
Do you think he'll leave Bayern Munich though? That's the question.
No, I don't think he can, but it depends on how Bayern Munich are unpredictable. It depends how they finish off in the Champions League, you know, so we'll see. You never know, you know. But if you were to be available, that would be my first choice because he's proven he knows the Premiership very well. He knows how to handle the media by now. No Conte, please, no Conte. That's
Someone
just
said
like
Allegri dead.
Allegri dead, exactly. No, none of those low block managers like Mourinho. No, Thomas Tuchel for me will be just the perfect choice right now because you need a manager that will get into that locker room and say, I have been here before. I've played in this league. We're doing it like this. Ten Hag, most of them have I don't think he's coached big people like this. You know, so he has this. That's why the falling out with anybody that has character is a consistent pattern with him, and that for me worries me if we're gonna go forward. Anybody with just a bit of character, who's like, you know, a little bad boy, like, okay, I'll talk back to my parents. For him, that's it. You know, then it's straight to the corner. Now you have, you know, there's no communication. Look at the Jadon Sancho situation. Of course, I don't support Jadon Sancho for not coming to apologize and all that, but based on the fact that you need to respect the manager. I come from the old school. I would like the manager as a manager. You as a coach, as a player, you need to understand that you're under his rule no matter what. But also as a manager, that situation cannot escalate to a point whereby, what are you doing? He's a young lad. That boy is like 20 what? You need to have some sort of level of where you could you know, talk to your team to like bring together some sort of dialogue. It's either we understand, no, now we know there's closure. He's leaving. We've agreed with him. He's training, but we know he's leaving. Let him train. I won't pick him, but let him train with the rest of his friends. Don't, you know, like, but I won't pick him because he's going. But he's happy. Look at what happened to David Beckham in Madrid. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen his documentary. It was very, when he lost favor with Capello. The players were unhappy, like, oh, this guy, he's banished. You know, they had to bring him back. But he showed that himself, that I'm coming to train. So you need to develop a little bit of that. And he needs to get out of these situations as a manager, to be always the one in the middle of it. Decision-making, in-game decision-making. Like, how do you keep Scott McTominay 90 minutes? The guy, I didn't even know he was playing for the rest of the game. Most of the games you don't know he's playing until there's a little bit a fumble of the ball, and he taps it in, then he goes to slide at the corner. Scott McTominay scored. You even go like, hell no, I'm happy, but that means he's playing next game. Oh my God, Mina. Before I punch another wall.
Listen, I think people have a lot to say. Like, you're not the only one in it. I could go on and on and on, but we got to wrap it up there because I've got a few more calls to get through. Appreciate calling in. Obviously, appreciate it. Always
absolutely,
nice
absolutely,
to hear your opinion and hear your thoughts. Guys, I'm trying to get through them all. I got one last call to get through, and then I got to wrap it up because my dinner's going to get cold soon. Big up to Noah, locked in. I hope you're good. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's good?
Yeah,
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mia.
Chat to me. How do you feel? How do you feel about this? The first level. We'll talk about the Ineos takeover. 25% footballing ownership.
Listen, to me, what's the point for me if this, the ownership, the new ownership of Sir Jim Ratcliffe of 25%, what does it help us to achieve? Because I don't even care. Because everybody thinks that it's gonna help us. The only thing, listen, United fans, what really wants was 100% full sell only. That's all I cared. But until then, the Glazers want this 75% for their own. Why they even don't care? But listen, I don't know what Sir Jim is gonna do. But listen, I have no support of this guy. I don't even care.
You're not even giving him a chance.
I'm not giving him a chance. The only thing I had to give him a chance was a Qatari or even or a Saudi investment. That's all
it.
I care.
It's Arab money basically. 100% ownership.
That was the only way I had faith, but it's gone. Listen, no matter how you have success, if you have a new owners that cares about this club, you need to focus. Because listen, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe had bought 100%, maybe I had to believe on him. Because what's next? What's next is gonna happen? Bring a new manager, Graham Potter. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna change any. It's not gonna say. It's not gonna change anything.
Do you have
The
faith in the
difference
manager
is
then? Or you deflated on that as well?
I have no faith. Because even the next
No
manager,
one.
listen,
You have no faith in anyone.
listen, it's the same cycle. How many times we're gonna keep doing?
Oh, I think we lost Noah. I think he was about.
Because it cannot.
Oh, we can hear you now. You disconnected for a second, but you're back now.
Listen, it cannot be changed, Mina. We all know that. Listen, as long as for me, I don't want Potter to come to Man United. He has no leadership. He has no, the big clubs experience of being ready at that level. Just like Ole.
But what about Ten Hag? What? How do you feel about Ten Hag?
I have no faith on Ten Hag this season.
So you don't have faith in Ten Hag either. You don't have faith in if Graham Potter
even
came.
if we lose against Aston Villa, I still don't care. Let Aston Villa take the points because I want him to sack completely.
You want him gone?
Yeah, I want him gone because he's the main reason. He's causing this games. He's not giving too many players that so many improvement. Look at Bruno Fernandes. He's not improving. His captaincy, his leadership is very low. He's not at the level as your Cristiano Ronaldo, even Messi. So many legends. He's not at that level. Can you name me those one of the main leadership from our who can be in the future? The only thing I would say is Varane, maybe Casemiro, or
I think Licha, maybe.
yeah, Martinez.
Maybe.
But,
so how do you feel about the season? How do you see the season ending, or you don't care?
But as long as for me, listen, we're not gonna reach the European football. Maybe we might finish in 8 or 9. Listen, I've lost my faith. Okay.
They're saying in the chat, man,
maybe
please
next
smile.
season.
They're saying Noah,
Listen,
please have faith. Someone
listen,
tickle Noah so he can
listen,
smile.
listen. As long as even if you brought Antonio Conte, what's gonna happen? Same thing. But maybe I don't know, Xabi Alonso from Bayern Leverkusen, it could help us. Maybe if some players needs to get rid of them first. I want Rashford gone. I want Bruno Fernandes gone. I want Lucho gone. Every single one of them. even McTominay as well. None of them. Because
Damn.
I want to keep
United,
I
please,
just
man, make Noah happy. Please win on Tuesday so Noah can at least be happy. Please get top
oh,
4.
for
So Noah
God's sakes. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh my God. You know, Aston Villa is even better right now under Unai
they're in
Emery.
form. Yeah, they're in form. Their away form ain't that great, but they still have good form.
You
They
never know. You never know on Tuesday. They might batter us.
You're
You
right.
better get
You
ready.
never know. We don't know what to expect with United. You're right. We don't. But I appreciate you
Even
calling in. You got to be the
yeah,
last call of the night because we've gone over
yeah.
time. Guys, hit the like button for Noah, please, guys. You lot saw how I don't think I've seen anyone look as miserable and as defeated and as sad as Noah. But you know what? The way that Noah looks and feels, I feel like that inside when I watch United. I feel like that inside. I'm just putting on a smile on the front. But I genuinely feel like that. And I know a lot of you guys feel like that. Be sure to smash the like button for Noah. You know what? I hope United go out on Tuesday and get a win for Noah. I'm actually going to tweet Man United and say hashtag do it for Noah because Noah looked so sad, guys. He looked so sad. But big up to everyone, man. You guys know what it is. Call-in show every single week. We talk about United topics. And of course, this week we had a bit to talk about. We had a lot to talk about, especially with the news about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. Obviously, yesterday's loss. Man, we're talking about Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli. Do you know how mad that is? We're about to go into 2024 and somebody said we should go and get Mario Balotelli. This fan base never ceases to amaze me. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, wonderful afternoon, whatever the time is, wherever you are watching. Hope you lot have a great day tomorrow. For those who are celebrating, enjoy your day with your friends and family. We'll be back on Tuesday. We might have a stream tomorrow. We might have an EAFC stream against Saeed tomorrow. So turn on your post notifications so you get notified when I go live because you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that if we go live. Honestly, yeah, you don't want to miss that. Tuesday, we are back with a members only live stream of Among Us. We're going to cheer ourselves up before the Aston Villa game and we're going to play Among Us. You guys know what it is. If you want to take part, you can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. No, it's not actually the pinned comment in the chat. Link in the bio of this video below. If you go, you click join. There's 2-tier system that you can join. You can join tier 1 or you can join tier 2 and you get to get all the emojis, you get custom content, member only live streams, we get to play games, all of that kind of stuff. You guys know what it is. Big up to everyone that was locked in. Thank you for those who called in. You lot made my day. I hope you all enjoy your night. You lot know what it is, man. Until next time, it's your girl Mina. Hit the like button. You guys know what it is, man. Peace.